All glories to the assembled devotees. This is Anita Ramya from Sharjah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day and giving your association. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam. I offer my blessings to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Anand from West Bengal.
Hare Krishna and welcome to the call. Thank you so much for joining every single day. So inspiring for all the adults. Hari Bol, welcome.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to the assembled devotees. This is Shivamani Nandarani Devdasi from Krishna Kathadesh. Was missing your association, Shivama, so much, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Shiromani Nandarani Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every single day, giving your association. Yes, Mataji, even I am missing all of your association. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indulekha Karuna Devi Dasi from Lincoln. It is so nice to see you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Indulekha Karuna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your association. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Devi Dasi Mataji. This is Ekaradika Lila Devi Dasi. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, and all the devotees here. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Eka Radhika Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every single day and giving your association. Welcome to the call. So Prabhuji is already there on the call. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha Chepa conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Sanatana Dharma Prabhu to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 5th chapter, 19th verse. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for joining and giving your valuable time and association this morning. Is Raj Prabhu doing introduction, Mataji? Or
It's okay, Mataji, we can skip introduction.
Yeah. So, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanavad Pranam.
Hare
All
Krishna.
glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for your valuable time and association. Please take over the call. Nice to see you, Prabhu. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. The pleasure is all mine. And I hope I could say the same thing about all of you. Nice to see you. Nice to see you all. I wish I could say that.
Prabhuji, we all are ready to on our videos. Hari Bol.
Yes, definitely. Okay, I made the co-host. Okay. Ayan Prabhu, thank you. That was Mahendra Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Tiffany Mataji. Tiffany Mataji's window. I'm able to see. Okay, she's also there. Fine. Aditi Mataji.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mahendra Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All right. So we will begin with prayers. Prayers or kirtan? I have my harmonium with me.
Kirtan.
We'll have kirtans. Yes. Okay.
Prabhuji.
Okay. We'll have kirtan. Just give me a minute. I got the harmonium. I'm not in my center actually. I'm in a very special place. I'll tell you about it. That's our life. Keep traveling and keep trying to spread Krishna consciousness. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
What to close this one?
Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Radha Kunja Bihari, Radha Kunja Bihari, Radha Kunja Bihari, Shri Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Subhadra Mai, Jaya Sudarshana, Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Shri Shri Gauranitai, Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Gurudev. Kaliuga Pavan Shri Harinama Sankirtana Yajna Ki Jai. Hare Krishna Mahamantra Ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. There's something that happened in the Kirtan. You know what? Krishna appeared, but devotees haven't appeared. So it's difficult to get the mercy of devotees. It's easier to get the mercy of Krishna. That's what I suppose. Because Krishna has appeared, but devotees have not appeared. What to do? Thank you. Please turn on your videos. Please consider doing so. We'll start with prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhobhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Very, 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 very happy to be with all of you. And I wish I could say very happy to see all of you also. But you're all not giving me the mercy. What to do? That's why I'm able to see only few devotees who are merciful upon me. Others, well, they are not blessing me with their videos. Hare Krishna, thank you. But I'm grateful to who all I have received, whoever videos association I have received. Please bless me that I could speak the Srimad Bhagavatam for the purification of my heart and for the glorification of Lord. So we are in a very, very special section of Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes. So the last chapter, the 6th canto, the 4th chapter was about Daksha, Daksha's Hamsa Ghuya prayers. Yes, the special prayers that come in the Shastras. Daksha never composed these prayers. He recited these prayers. He pleased the Supreme Lord and he got the mercy of Supreme Lord. And then it was not that Supreme Lord was pleased with the surrender of Daksha. No, it was not like that. Supreme Lord said, well, I have a desire and your desire matches with my desire. And because your desire is matching with my desire, I'm pleased with you. Usually what are we supposed to do? Yes, we are supposed to match our desires as per the desire of Lord. But in this case, Lord is telling, well, I have matched my desire as per your desire. And thus you may carry on the activity for which you are made. And what is Daksha made for? Daksha means a person who is expert in procreating, having sex. That is his expertise. Daksha means expert. Expert in what? Expert in populating this universe. So you're meant for that. Well, you start doing it. So our Daksha Prabhu, this is his second round. Yes. So what he does, he produces his first batch, first wonderful batch of children. And who are they called? They are called as Hari Ashwas, his first batch of production. And they are numbered as 10,000. So there are 10,000 Hari Ashwas, his first products. And as soon as the products were born, they grew up, Daksha decided to admit them in a nice college. You know, anybody knows which is the best engineering college in India? You skipped my introduction. Well, I'm not from the best. I'm from the 6th, not the first. First 5 are occupied by another college. They're called as IIT. Yes, Indian Institute of Technology. There's a lot of craze. His Grace Radhesham Prabhu is from IIT. He's from the best IIT in our country, IIT Bombay. So everybody's dream college, IIT. So Daksha admitted all of his children into IIT. Don't be surprised, it's fact. Indian Institute of Tapasya. That is IIT that he admitted. Indian Institute of Tapasya. So they all got into Indian Institute of Tapasya. This is located in a place called Narayana Saras. The place Narayana Saras is the place where the Indus River, it's called Sindhu. The Britishers and the Arabs, they mercifully changed the name completely. They call it, it's actually Sindhu, Sindhu Pradesh. The river is called Sindhu, but the Arabs didn't know how to produce S. So they used to call it Indu. And the Britishers, what they did was they took the S from the beginning and put it in the end. So it became Indus. And from that, the country got the name India. So the river Sindhu is the reason for which this place was called Sindhu Pradesh. Correct? And this river, where it meets the Arabian Ocean, which is there today, that place is called as Narayana Saras. It is near the Bhuj of Gujarat and a little bit of south of Karachi, Pakistan. So that is a place where this was located. And Narada Muni observed them. Narada Muni saw, my God, these all 10,000 are first-class products. All of them engaged in first-class tapasya. They are doing so many wonderful austerities. And they are so sense-controlled. They are so very nice. So Narada Muni felt compassion. Narada Muni saw that these wonderful children, yes, these wonderful children, whosoever children they are so nicely performing austerities. They're so nice. They're so wonderful. But now after the course gets over, after the training in IIT gets over, Indian Institute of Tapasya, they'll all go back home and engage in passionate activities of procreating, begetting children and getting into the samsara. Why should I let that happen? Let me dispatch them back to Godhead from here only. So he gives them a message, a transcendental message. Correct? So he speaks an allegorical message to the Hari Ashwas. And this chapter is about that. Out of compassion, he said, let them go back to Godhead from here, directly. So then he speaks just 3 shlokas. Can you imagine? He makes them brahmacharis in 3 shlokas. Many of them accuse. You ISKCON, you guys make brahmacharis. You make people leave everything and fully surrender to Krishna. And this is what, especially in India, at the moment the parents get to know, okay, where is our, so sometimes the parent says like this way. So our son, our first son, he has become engineer, very good. The second son, he has become doctor, very nice. The third child, he's become Hare Krishna. He's become Hare Krishna, he's gone case. That's how they cry, he's become Hare Krishna. It's a gone case. That's what we have seen in very typical people who are ignorant. They don't know. So he became, all 10,000 children became Hare Krishnas, Hari Bol, and they all got dispatched. So he just spoke 3 shlokas. And what we are going to discuss today is the one line, Shaura Pavyam Swayam Brahmi. So this particular line of the 8th shloka, because see, for the Hari Ashwas, those 3 shlokas were enough for them to dedicate their life completely. But first time I read those 3 shlokas, I didn't understand anything. Even till date, I have not understood anything. I'm honestly telling you. And I was praying. I always pray when nobody gives me this shloka, but somehow I got this section and I was forced to read very intense, very, very complicated. So I'm still struggling to understand this. And those people understood in one go. And thus they joined ashram. They joined ashram by understanding these 3 shlokas. If we were to try that, go and speak these 3 shlokas, people will wonder, oh, what is this guy doing? He should be in an asylum. It's very complicated. You cannot understand. So one portion of that shloka we are going to discuss today. And that's shloka number 19. Right? That's the shloka given to me. Okay. So this is 6.5.19. So let us discuss. Yes. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Kala Chakram Brahmi Stiksham Sarvam Nishkarashya Jagat Swatantram Abhudasyeha Kim Asat Karma Bhirbhavet. Can someone help me with the translation?
Hare Krishna. Narada Muni had spoken of a physical object made of sharp blades and thunderbolts. The Haryashvas understood this allegory as follows. Eternal time moves very sharply, as if made of razors and thunderbolts. Uninterrupted and fully independent, it drives the activities of the entire world. If one does not try to study the eternal element of time, what benefit can he derive from performing temporary material activities?
Thank you, Mataji. I'll read the whole purport and then we'll discuss. Purport. This verse explains the words Shaura Pavyam Swayam Brahmi, which especially refer to the orbit of eternal time. It is said that time and tide wait for no man. According to the moral instructions of the great politician Chanakya Pandit, Ayushaha Kshana Ekopi na Labhyaswarna Kotibihi Nachen Nirarthakam Nirti Kachak Hanistatodhika. Even a moment of one's lifetime could not be returned in exchange for millions of dollars. Therefore, one should consider how much loss one suffers if he wastes time, even a moment of his life, for nothing. Living like an animal, not understanding the goal of life, one foolishly thinks that there is no eternity and that his lifespan of 50, 60, or at the most 100 years is everything. This is the greatest foolishness. Time is eternal. And in the material world, one passes through different phases of his eternal time, eternal life. Time is compared herein to a sharp razor. A razor is meant to shave the hair from one's face. But if not carefully handled, the razor will cause disaster. One is advised not to create a disaster by misusing his lifetime. One should be extremely careful to utilize the span of his life for spiritual realization or Krishna consciousness. Hari Hari. Very, very interesting topic. And that's why I need more videos. So I'll be speaking this with greater enthusiasm and vigor. Okay. So this time here is described as a very sharp object. That sharp object which is discussed is time. And it is that which is driving the whole world. Correct. So how does the study of time help us? Even the scientists are trying to study time. There's the 3rd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. There's a 10th chapter which is talking about time, atomic time, Truti, Shana, Lava, and all these wonderful units of time. It goes on till the lifespan of a Brahma. Correct? So that much calculation is bad. Why? Because Chanakya Pandit says one more shloka. He says, Tyaja durjana samsargam bhaja sadhu samagatam kuru punya horatram smara nitya anityatam. We'll skip the first three charanas. We'll just see the last one. That is smara nitya anityatam. Always remember the temporary nature of this world. Yes, that is the purpose for which we study time. For what? For remembering the temporary nature of this world. Let's see one very interesting video. Do not worry, it's not from YouTube. It is, am I not able to share? This video is there. Gauranga, just 1 minute. The video clip is on, but I'm not able to see that. Okay, I'll just see. Hare Krishna. It's a very interesting video. Hope we are able to see it. Just give 1 minute. Wonderful. Material technology is the best. All right. I found the video. I'm not able to share it. Anyways. Very interesting. Last try. If I don't get it, we leave it. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. I hope it opens with this player. If not, let's skip. Okay. Today there is no video show for all of you. I think because you all didn't turn on videos, so Krishna is not allowing me to show all of you video. Anyways, so this is a beautiful video that shows, it is showing the effect of time. But how it's a brilliant one. If you see this video, you'll surely develop detachment. That's why I wanted to show it to all of you. But I'm not able to show. Anyways, somehow it's magic, right? In share screen, all other application is coming except this application, the video application. No
Prabhuji, did you minimize it? Was that why?
The video?
Yes.
No, it's not minimize. Okay, we're not supposed to minimize.
Yeah, if you minimize, it won't show up.
I'll try. I should minimize what?
You should not minimize it, Prabhuji. You can just keep the tab open or whatever it is.
Okay, I'll do one thing. I will show my, okay, show a video. Yeah, I got one more opportunity to see. I got it. How to show. Thank you, Mataji. It is very important because this is surely going to, definitely it will, you all will like it. This shows. Yeah, I got the point. Portion of this, I can share my full screen, no? I'll do that. You're able to see my screen?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Now?
Yes, Prabhu.
Very blurry, but we can see.
Most people spend their lives wrapped up in rushing to and fro. As time flows quickly by, days, months, and years rush by in the blink of an eye. Yet for some reason, people try to ignore this fact. It is as if they think they will never grow old. Yet the days of youth that they so fondly imagine will never end are really very short. Almost everyone realizes that he will grow old one day. Yet young people always feel that those days are very far off. They refuse to accept that they will one day be old, weak, and helpless. Time destroys everything. That is a law of the world. For example, A sweet, delicious, and perfumed orange will eventually decay. An apple will rot in a very short time. Human beauty also fades easily. The skin, the most important component of human beauty, loses elasticity as time goes by, grows thin, and starts to sag. The shining, smooth skin of youth grows wrinkled with age. It loses all life, like dry mud. The hair turns white and falls out with old age.
Thank you. You all could see?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Smara Nitya Anityatam. Always remember this temporary nature. Yes? This is something you have to remember. That's what Chanakya Pandit says. So this video is exactly graphically describing that Smara Nitya Anityatam. Smara means to remember Nitya, always Anityatam, the temporary nature of this world. That is the whole purpose for which we study this time, which produces detachment for all of us from this world, detachment from enjoyment. And this detachment is also required for all of us to take bhakti seriously. Okay. What are the costliest gems that you know? Costly gems. Any names? You all know them? You all know names of costly gems?
Turquoise, emeralds, rubies, diamonds.
Vanishri Mataji, thank you. Rubies, emeralds, pearls, lapis, topaz, jasper, sapphire, coral, emerald, zircon, bitcoins. Okay. Nice. Okay, so these are all the different precious gems. It is said the most costliest gem is called blue diamond. It's blue diamond. And blue diamond, you know what is the cost of blue diamond? It is $3.93 million for 1 carat. $3.93 million for 1 carat. And you know, anyone knows what is 1 carat? 1 carat is 1/5 of a gem. 1/5 of a gram is called 1 carat. 1/5 of a gram is called one carat. So 1 carat of blue diamond is $3.93 million. And there are people who purchase this also. But our Shastras describe one more gem which is much costlier than even blue diamond. And that gem is called time. And every day we get 86,400 such gems of this time. They are aware 86,400 seconds. Ayusha Kshana Ekopi Nalabhya Swarana Kotini. Yes, so we have to understand what great fortune we have got of time. And everybody understands that this precious gem cannot be brought back. Why do you think people take photos? Yes. Everybody is coming and trying to take like this photos. They're trying to take selfies, photos. They're trying to shoot videos. Why? Because that's an attempt to capture time. They're trying to capture the time there. That is the purpose, because they know that they are not going to get this time back. But still see the wonderful influence of Maya. It is said that average American spends 7.5 hours of screen time. I'm not talking about work or study. I'm talking about useless screen time is 7.5 hours for an average American. How unfortunate, right? So this is sheer waste of time. So recently there was a motivation seminar that was given by one speaker. And the motivation seminar was 4 ways to kill time. Yes, the seminar motivation topic was 4 ways to kill time. So what are the 4 days? The 4 ways of killing time. The purpose of giving this topic was to make people go away from the screen. So the speaker shared, first thing is I request you all to sit on the chair, close your eyes, and just start dreaming. perform daydreaming. This is the first way of killing time. The second way of killing time is aimlessly travel. Just go sit into your vehicle and go somewhere. Just get lost somewhere. The third thing, yes, please have the challenge of keeping the phone in front of you, but don't stare at the phone. This is the third challenge of killing time. My God. And number 4, take an iPod and keep listening to newer and newer songs. I was like, very good. And people were all making notes very seriously. Yeah. And they were pondering. And that guy has got how many views? God alone knows. So we understand one thing, that as long and until we have material consciousness, we'll never realize the actual value of time. The value of time can only be known by a devotee. Yes. Only a devotee can understand value of time. How many of you experienced personally after becoming devotees, we reduced wasting time automatically? Yes. Especially in our travels. What do people do while traveling? Just look people outside. Or daydreaming. Or these 4 activities. That's what they do. But you find devotees. What do devotees do? Devotees carry Prabhupada books. They either read or they distribute. Or they're chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. This is the only time we get for japa. Come on, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. They keep chanting. Yes. Or they make some good plans. So that's how devotees, they spend the time. So Rupa Goswami Pad writes in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Shantir avyakta kalatvam viraktir mana shunyata ashabanda samutkantah namagane sadaruchihi asaktistadunakyane pitistad vasatistale ityadyo anubhavasyor jata bhavankure jane. So he gives that there are different symptoms of the stages of bhava. Yeah, there are nine symptoms of bhava. So if you see virak shantir, shantihi, a person is completely tolerant. Virakti, person is detached. Mana shunyata, not even a single trace of false ego. Asha bandha samutkanta, he has hope against hope in Krishna consciousness. Samutkanta, he has extreme eagerness. Namagane sadaruchi, always chanting. Yes, asaktistad gunakyane, very eager to listen to the wonderful pastimes of Krishna. Pritistad vasatistale, loves to go to Krishna Dham and reside there and try to absorb the mood of Dham. All these things are very esoteric things. How many of you feel this esoteric? All very hi-fi stuff, Prabhuji. Not now. We are aspiring this, but not right now, Prabhuji, not immediately. How many? Oh, you're already raised bhav. None of you are raising hands. You're telling Prabhuji, Sanatana, Prabhu, you're neophyte. We are all great souls. This is all there. This is natural for all of us. Some of you are humbly accepting. But all these things cannot be practiced immediately. If I tell all of you, come on, start practicing Shantir, Virakti, Mana Shunyata, Asabada, Samutkanta, what will happen? Those who have turned on videos will turn off the videos. Those who have switched off the videos, they'll leave the room and go away. And now they never again come for the class. Oh, be practical. Don't talk impractical things. But out of these 9 things, there is one thing practically which we can do. And even as a sadhaka. What is that? Avyartha kalatvam. Not wasting a single moment. This is something that practically we can try. And actually, if we just do this, we will find gradually we will be able to enter the stage of bhava. So this is the keyhole from where a sadhaka can enter into the stage of bhava. So not wasting time is a stage of bhava. Actually, it's bhava bhakti's platform. But that is something a sadhaka can try to practice, struggle to practice. Other things will come naturally. All things will come very naturally. It cannot be artificially imposed on an individual. But this avyartha kalatvam is something that can be practiced. And that is why Srila Rupa Goswami Pada has written the Nectar of Instructions. How many of you read this book, Nectar of Instruction? Yes, it is called a small book. Now they make announcement, right? In temples. In all temples and all yatras, they make announcement. Hare Krishna. So our Krishna Das Prabhu has distributed 30 Mahabig books, 3 Srimad Bhagavatam sets, 2 Chaitanya Charitamrita sets, and 1 Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita set. Hari Bol, they distribute. They do say that, right? Our Narad Kripa Sankirtan Van Party devotees distributed 562 Mahabig books. So they make all different kinds of announcement. Now suppose if one of the devotees goes and distributes this Nectar of Instruction book, we just distribute this one book and come, what will be announced? Yes. Our Krishnadas Prabhu distributed one small book. Nobody will say Haribol also. But please understand, this is not just one small book. This one small book can bring about a great transformation in the life of a person. And in the Nectar of Instruction, Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, there are 11 instructions only. From being a Goswami, you become a resident at Radhakund in 11 shlokas. What a masterpiece of eloquence. Yes, eloquence means to speak the truth concisely, Prabhupada says. So from Goswami stage, you control your senses and then finally reach Radhakund and become a resident of Radhakund. So what is the essential shloka in this? So the essential shloka in Nectar of Instruction, you know what it speaks? It speaks about not wasting time. Yeah. Tannama rupa charitadi sukirtanano smrityo kamena rasana manasi niyoja tishtan vrajetad jananu kami kalam nayeda kilamityupadesha saram iti upadesha saram. See, the 11 shlokas are all called upadesh. They are all instructions, nectarine instructions. But what is the essence? If somebody says, you just tell me what is the essence of all these 11 shlokas in one shloka, that's the 8th shloka. That is Upadesha Saram. And what is the instruction there? Kalam Nayed Akhilam. Don't waste time. Use time fully in what? That in Krishna consciousness. Tan Nama. Tan means Krishna. Nama, Rupa, Charitadi, Sukirtananu. Nicely doing Kirtan. Glorification. Always Induleka Karuna Mata just put the shloka in the chat. Smrityo, then thus become completely Krishna conscious. So it's about Kalam Nayed Akhilam. So my focus is there, to not waste time. Engage fully. Kalam Nayed Akhilam. This is the instruction in Krishna consciousness. Correct? So ultimately, the destination of a devotee and destination of a karmi is decided on the basis of how they choose to utilize their time. Exactly. The Srimad Bhagavatam 2nd canto, 3rd chapter, 10th shloka talks about Ayur Harati, the 14th shloka. Ayur Harati Vaipumsam Udyannastam Chayannaso Tasyarte Yachano Nita Uttama Shloka Vartaya. With every rising and setting of sun. Now this rising and setting of sun is not going to change. Sun is going to rise, set for a devotee as well as for a karmi. But with every rising and setting of sun, a karmi is getting closer to death. On the other hand, a devotee is getting closer to Krishna. Why? Because Uttama Shloka Vartaya, the devotee is utilizing one's time properly. So everything is about proper time management. Time management. Be an expert time manager. In fact, some devotees say, Prabhuji, this time management is illusion. There is nothing called time management. It's priority management. You cannot manage time. Time is energy of Krishna. You have to manage a priority. So what to do? Put Krishna as the first priority. And that is called a devotee. For a devotee, Krishna is called first priority. For pure devotee, Krishna is the only priority. That's all. That's the difference between a devotee and a pure devotee. For a devotee, Krishna is first priority. For a pure devotee, Krishna is the only priority. And for a poor devotee, Krishna is one of the priorities. Maybe. Krishna may be on the list. Correct? You may be there somewhere, rank 10, 11. If all other things happen, then okay, Prabhu. First, I will finish number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I will also do some Krishna consciousness. I'll also be doing this. So this is called poor devotee. Devotee means Krishna is first priority. Pure devotee means Krishna is the only priority. So it's all about how we prioritize. So Prahlad Maharaj, because Prabhupada speaks, I just got a section of Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj analyzes. First thing he tells his friends, Kaumaramacharet pragna dharman bhagavataniha durlabam manusham dharma tadapyadruvamadradam. So he tells his friends, my dear friends, start practicing bhakti. Friends say, Prahlad, come on, this is the time to play, this is the time to chill, this is the time to enjoy. Why are you torturing us like this? Please don't do that. And that is when Prahlad Maharaj gives a beautiful analysis. Beautiful analysis. You know what he says? He says, Mugdasya balaye kaishorye. Balye, in the time of when a childhood, a person is mostly bewildered. For the first 10 years of life, one is bewildered. One doesn't have much intelligence. One does all nonsensical activities, mental activities. Yeah, that's fact. We all lived. How many of us lived childhood? How many of us missed childhood? We do. We lived childhood, we missed childhood, but that's a period of high class bewilderment and mugdasya balye. It's a time of bewilderment and ignorance, nothing else. Kaishorye kridato yati. Kaishorya, at the time of this teenage and this Kaishorya, when one is youthful, one is overconfident of achieving everything and one's proud of one's beauty and all, that period, what Kridato yati, one simply wastes time sporting and playing, frolicking and all this stuff. And thus, Vimshatihi yati, 20 years are gone. Yes, 20 years gone. And Jaraya Grasta Dehasya Yati Akalpasya Vimshati. The last 20 years are also going to go. Your last 20 years of your life is also going to go in what? It is going to go in different varieties of ailments, visiting doctor, taking rest, coughing. That's what it's going to do. I'll just give you something interesting on the board. I'll put it. I want all of you to analyze. So this is our life in a nutshell. I'll just write it for all of you. Can anyone read it for me?
Spills, drills, thrills, bills, pills, and wills. Accurate, Prabhuji. Thank you.
This is our life. A child spills. A youth, a boyhood, or that is a little bit adolescence. Yes, drills. Two twos are 4, 2 3s are 6 drills. Then there is youthful period, thrills, and then one marries, bills. Then ills, pills, wills, and if he becomes insane, kills. Hare Krishna. This is our life. Yes, this is our life in a nutshell. To understand. So that's what Prahlad Maharaj is saying. He says, Durapurena kamena mohena cha baliyasa shesham graheshu saktasya pramattasya pyayatihi. He says that especially a person whose mind and senses are uncontrolled and one is attached to sense gratification, strong illusion, he wastes the other remaining years also. Yes, that's what happens. This is how he wastes other years. By bills, drills, thrills, bills, ills, pills, wills, and if really insane, kills. Either people around him or himself. That's how a person wastes the entire life, Prahlad Maharaj says. So this is Prahlad Maharaj's analysis of how karmis waste time. So we are not supposed to be like that. We are supposed to be what Rupa Goswami is teaching us. Tannama Rupa Charitadi Sukirtananu Kalam Nayed Akilamitrupadesha Saram. Not Kalam Nayed. No wasting time. Correct? So that's how we are supposed to be. Now in this particular shloka, the time is addressed by this adjective of sharp. You seen that? You noticed? It's called sharp. And that was the original shloka. Tiksna. Sharp. So why this time is called very sharp? I'll tell you the reason. Prabhupada gives a hint, and based on Prabhupada's purports and Bhagavatam's teachings, I've elaborated this hint. The first thing is time controls everything. So this is spoken by Bhishma to Yudhishthira Maharaj. Sarvakala kritam manye bhavatam chayada priyam sapano yadvashe lokho vayo rivakhana. So every single movement of every terrestrial celestial object is controlled completely by the time. Time controls everything. Just like vayo rivakhana. The winds, they drive away the clouds. The winds control the direction of clouds. You take a picture of the clouds and again come back after about half an hour and again take a picture, it's different. Why? Because the winds have completely changed the shape of the clouds. And who's operating that? Ultimately time. Just like time changes everything about the cloud, the time changes everything about all the moving objects, the stars, the sky, everything is moving by the influence of time. So every activity is happening by the influence of time. Another shloka that says, so time is the controller. Time controls everything in this world. Kala karma gunadino dehoyam pancha bhautika Katamanyapstu bhopayet sarpagrastoya taparam. This is a very, very amazing sloka. This says that every single pancha dehayam pancha bhautika. How many of you are inside a body which is made of 5 elements? Just wanting to know. Okay, those are not raising hands, they have spiritual body. Wow, Sachidananda Vigraha. My obeisances unto your lotus feet. Thank you. Many have not raised hands because they say, bro, we have spiritual bodies. Your body is made of matter, pancha bhautika. So movement pancha bhautika, we are inside this material body. Kala karma gunadino. We are under 3 people's influence. Karma, guna. So based on your karma, you get a particular body. And based on that particular karma, the 3 modes will keep driving you in this world. But what ultimately activates that? The ultimate activation is caused by Kala. So everybody who is occupied a material body is under the influence of Kala. And what is Kala compared to here? My God, it is compared to Sarpa. What is a Sarpa? Sarpa means snake. How many of you know Nahush? Who is Nahush? King Nahush. He was an ancestor of Pandavas, Nahusha, Raja. So because Indra had become cursed, Indra had got cursed to become a pig. That's a long story, how that happened. But there was severe crisis in management. So Brahma and other devatas decided we need to appoint an Indra immediately. So although there is a human being who's not fully qualified, but it's an emergency. So let's appoint Nahush as Indra. So Nahush became, yes, I'm going to be Indra. So he thought everything belongs. See, he was not attached to responsibility. He was little more attached to facility. And the facility that he thought he would get is to enjoy with Sachi, the wife of Indra. And he ordered her many times to come. And Sachi was a very chaste lady. Says, just by occupying the post of Indra, you cannot enjoy me just like that. It's nonsense. But she couldn't say anything because he was in power. So she went and asked her guru. This is the power of consulting. She went and asked the gurus, what should I do? Brahaspatiji, please tell this rascal is trying to enjoy me. He wants to enjoy me. He's calling me continuously. Brahaspati said, you call him here. Gurudev, what are you telling? No, wait, please listen fully. You call him here and ask him to be carried by Saptarishis. And that fool will definitely commit some mistake because he is lusty. He'll be impatient. And you don't worry. He will not reach here at all. That we will take care. So she sends a letter to him. Yeah, you can come. But you have to come with the Saptarishis are supposed to be carrying you in a palanquin and give you royal treatment and bring you here. So this guy goes and falls at the feet of all the Saptarishis. Jamadagni, Pulaha, Pulatse, everybody's lotus feet. He falls, please. And he convinces them. And the Saptarishis say, I got this guy so adamant, so lusty, you have to take him. So he starts taking. And every time they were taking him, he was so lusty. He was not able to control. So he kept saying, Sarpa, Sarpa. Sarpa means to move fast. Hey, move. Sarpa. Move fast. So lusty fellow. And there was one sage among them, Agastya, who was short. Agastya is a very short sage. All other sages are huge, tall. Yes, something like 7 feet tall, etc. For their yuga. Feet changes in every yuga. Okay. And Agastya maybe somewhere like 5 feet, 5'5", something like that. Short sage. He was not able to balance properly. Sarpa! He kept saying, and finally he was so impatient, he got on the palanquin and kicked the sage. And that's when you are telling Sarpa, you become a Sarpa. And he became a snake. So Sarpa means those who crawl and move. So time also moves very fast like a Sarpa. That is why it is called Sarpa. There's one more meaning why it is called Sarpa. The special Sarpa, there's one kind of dangerous Sarpa is called as Python. And Python is called in Sanskrit as Ajagal. It's called Ajagala. It's actually Ajagala. In Hindi, it became Ajgar. Aja means a goat. And Gala means it can simply swallow a goat without chewing it. A goat, you know how big is a goat. But a python can simply suck the goat inside without even taking a single bite, and directly it digests the goat. It has very strong linings. It digests the food. Finished. That is how time has swallowed all of us. We are said to be under Kala Uruga. Uruga again. Uru means chest and Ga means Gaman Karna, to move. So those who move on the chest, they are called uruga. So all snakes and reptiles are called uruga, those who move on their chest. If suppose somebody is 25 years old, that means 25% we are under uruga, kala uruga. The time serpent has swallowed us 25. Somebody is 50, then 50% of the body is swallowed. Somebody is 75, oh my God, it's stuck till here. I can only move my neck. And somebody is 100, finish, inside. Person goes inside. That's how the kala uruga operates. This is the reason why time is called very sharp. It's like the snake, sarpa, ajagala, or kala uruga. It's called like that. And what does Lord Krishna tell Arjuna when he assumes the universal form? Arjuna, as soon as he sees universal form, he becomes astonished. He becomes afraid. He starts panting. He becomes very scared. And he ends up asking the universal form, who are you? You read this section, 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Who are you? And Krishna answers also. Kalosmi lokakshaya krit praviddo lokan samatum iha pravritta krite vitvam na bhavishyanti sarve yevastita pratinekeshu yodha. So he says, Kalosmi aham, I am that time. Time I am. That's what he says. What do you do as time? What do you do? What do you do? Lokakshaya krit. I have come to destroy. My God. That's the destructive nature of time. That's why it's called very sharp. Pravriddho. Completely. I'm going to destroy it. Lokan samahartum. Iha pravritta. I'm going to destroy everything. But rite apitvam na. Not you. Not you means here, not the Pandavas. Except for Pandavas, I'm going to destroy everything. So that's how very sharply the time acts. Yes? So we saw why this time is called very sharp. Very brutal. The video also showed it, right? Very brutal. Sharp. There's a relative nature of time also. Yes. How many of you know the mayfly? Mayfly? You may fly, you may not fly. No, I'm talking about the mayfly. It's a small fly. The mayfly lives for 24 hours. So it celebrates its birthday. Happy birthday to you. That happens. It celebrates the boyhood. It celebrates its romance. Does the marriage. Produces many more mayflies. Gets old and dies. Everything within 24 hours. Done. The life is over. But still the mayfly has an experience of living 100 years. Yeah. That's how the mayfly feels. I have lived 100 years. The fly feels like that. But the entire mayfly lila is complete in one day. Mayflies, all pastimes are over in 24 hours. That's it. Similarly for Brahma, what's the life of Brahma? We all know that. Kali Yuga is 4,32,000 years. And if you see Satya, Treta, Dwapar, Kali, all put together, it is 10 times. It's called one Divya Yuga. And says 1,000 Divya Yugas are Brahmas, 12 hours. Into 2 becomes 24 hours. Like this, Brahma has 30 days in a month. There are 12 months in a year. And like this, Brahma lives for 100 years. Please don't calculate. I'll tell you the calculation. It's 3.11 trillion years. Some of them have taken out the calculator. Oh, 1 minute, we'll get back. No, this is the time. This is the calculation. So Brahmaji lives for 3.11 trillion years in our estimation. But actually, if you ask Brahmaji, how many years did you live? Oh, well, I experienced 100 years. So this is the relative nature of time. Everybody gets these 100 years. And if one performs sinful activities, well, the lifespan will reduce gradually. That's what happens with sins. So everybody experiences this 100 years. So we will also have that kind. So everybody feels like the relative nature of time. But the whole 100 years is given for all of us to utilize it completely. Now one may say, Prabhuji, we are not very fortunate to come to Krishna consciousness. So we came to Krishna consciousness so late. But it's said better late than never. We've at least come to Krishna consciousness. Now we need to take bhakti seriously. How exactly does one develop seriousness in Krishna consciousness? One becomes serious in Krishna consciousness when one remembers that we can die anytime. There's one brahmachari in our ashram. He's very, very enthusiastic. So he's very senior devotee. So I went up to Prabhuji and asked, Prabhuji, what is the secret of your enthusiasm? So he told me, Prabhu, I'll tell you, please come. Next day you be with me. So I came to Mangalarti. He said, Prabhuji, please pray. This may be my last Mangalarti. I said, Prabhu, what are you talking? You want to become serious, no? Yes, Prabhuji, I want to become serious. Then think like this. Then again, when we went for chanting, after Mangalarti, we sat for japa. Said, Prabhuji, please pray for me. This may be my last japa. I said, Prabhu, why are you talking like this? Hey, you want to be serious, right? Yes, Prabhuji, I want to be serious. Then please think like this. And Prabhuji, I said, wait, I'll tell you. This may be our last Bhagavatam class. Please pray for me. I told, very good, Sanatana, you learned. Very good, you learned it. You learned the secret of becoming serious. But that's how we become serious in Krishna consciousness. By understanding that we are supposed to utilize every moment. Right? Every moment. If you look at our Srila Prabhupada never ever wasted time. So devotees initially did not have faith in Swamiji. Those days they called Prabhupada as Swamiji. So they didn't have much faith because there are so many Swamis who were coming from India, and many of them ultimately proved to be womanizers or some kind of addicts to bad habits. And they just swayed away from the path that they came to preach. So they wanted to check whether is this Swami just similar to all other Swamis or is he somewhat different? So what they did, they fitted cameras in the rooms of Prabhupada. And they would put cameras and they would next day come and check what exactly is this Swami doing. So they only could see the Swami doing two things. He was chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. He would chant, or else he would be translating books. There's only two things that he would do, nothing else. See, Prabhupada never wasted time. He would only do Shravan, Kirtan, Shravan, Kirtan, Shravan, Kirtan, Smaran. That's all. That's how he spent his time. Never simple, not a single wasting of time. So Prabhupada inspired. Now this is something that is, I'm talking for myself. I'm not talking for anyone else. We are all great souls. Once Srila Prabhupada was in Australia. What used to happen was Srila Prabhupada, whenever he had to call his personal servant, he would ring a bell. Ding, 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 ding. He would ring the bell. And the personal servant would come. And that time the personal servant was Shruti Kirti Prabhu. So Shruti Kirti Prabhu was very exhausted with the travels. Actually, Prabhupada, he would never experience something called jet lag, or rather he would never consider that. He would land in a particular place, he would ask what is the time, he would set his clock and start rolling. That's it. He'll simply start following the schedule as he would follow. And the personal servants, they would be off, exhausted, practically dead for the next 2-3 days. Flat, jet lag. That's how they would have. So Prabhupada was ringing, dang, 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 dang. So then one of the brahmacharis, he heard and he came. I said, Prabhupada, you're ringing the bell, you need something? Prabhupada said, I've been ringing this for the last 1 hour. Nobody has come. Oh, we didn't hear. Why you all didn't hear? Prabhupada, we are sleeping. Sleeping? Yes, Prabhupada. All of you sleeping? Yes, Prabhupada. All are sleeping. Call everyone. So this devotee went very, very frantically and called all the devotees from the ashram. He called all devotees. He called sannyasis. Sannyasis were also there. So he called everyone. And the junior most devotee who had never met Prabhupada, Prabhupada is calling me. This is an opportunity to speak to Prabhupada. He just ran into the cabin. And that guy got the first punch. So, rascal, you are joined ISKCON to sleep. And he was like, Prabhupada, I thought you'd give some Mahaprasad. You're going to appreciate me. And he got, then behind him came all. And those who were quite senior, the sannyasis, they sneaked in the end. You, two of you have taken sannyas, you are swamis. You are joined ISKCON to sleep. It was an afternoon time. It was not night time. Please, don't think Prabhupada was doing all this drama in the night. It was in the afternoon time. So you would ring the bell and no, 1 hour I'm ringing the bell. You're all sleeping. You're joined moment to sleep. So the junior most devotee, only he had the guts to open because ignorance was more. So he opened mouth, Prabhupada, what are we supposed to do? Said, fine, go and bring book. Prabhupada said this, exactly, go bring book. That's how Prabhupada would speak, right? So the devotee said, which book? It doesn't matter. All book is same. Get book. Then he went and brought Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada personally made everybody sit and started reading Bhagavatam. He said, this is how you should spend time. Don't waste time. As I'm again talking for myself, Prabhupada said, how to understand you're in Maya? When you sleep too much. You sleep too much, you are actually in Maya. That's how Prabhupada would say. And that's how we waste time. So you all can pray that I cut down my unnecessary sleep and I don't waste time. I don't displease Prabhupada. I request all of your prayers. And with this, we'll conclude. So just summing up today's class, what did we see? So today we saw the context of the verse, that this is actually one of the allegory, one line from the allegory. It's the 8th sloka in this chapter. That is Shaura Pavyam Swayam Brahmi. So it's an elaboration of that. How the Hari Ashwas understood. We all wouldn't have understood without the explanation of Bhagavatam. But Hari Ashwas understood it, that this particular line is talking about that eternal time, which is sharp with blades and thorns. This is going to injure all of us. Yes, it's going to destroy all of us. We saw the video, right? So the costliest gem is the time element. So people try to capture time, but become swallowed by time. So we saw that devotees are the ones, karmis don't realize the value of time. Prahlad Maharaj told us very clearly how they waste time. On the other hand, the devotees actually value time because they utilize it in Krishna's service. And that is why they get the proper destination of going to Krishna. And then we saw why the time is called sharp, because it controls all the heavenly objects and also controls everybody, everyone who is occupied this Pancha Bhautika. It controls them just like a snake would swallow. So we saw the Sarpa, Uruga, yeah, we saw that. And finally, even the universal form, Krishna says, Loka Kshaya, I come to. Loka Shaya Krit Praviddo, I come to destroy everything. That's the time element they're destroying. We also saw about the relativity of time, and then we saw some pastimes of Srila Prabhupada on utilizing time and not wasting time. So we'll pause here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hey Krishna Prabhu, Dharma pranam to you and all the assembled devotees. All glory to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Gauranga. Very beautiful class, Prabhu. Thank you so much again. Such an important factor. We all know that, but we all miss that. Time is the one thing we cannot buy. As you said about the blue diamond or any most expensive thing on the planet, we can certainly buy. We can buy kidneys, we can do heart transplants, but no time. So true, Prabhu. So true. Also, I remembered Ravana in Ramayana. At the very end of his life, he taught to Lakshman, whenever there's a good thing, don't waste a single minute. Just do it. What he missed in his life, right? He missed Sri Ram itself. So certainly time is the most important thing, Prabhu. Very, very, very beautiful class, Prabhu. Thank you so much. And thank you for pastimes of Srila Prabhupada and all the class, Prabhu. Thank you. Dear devotees, if somebody has any questions, any reflections for Prabhuji, please raise your hand or go ahead, unmute yourself. Thank you.
They know everything, Prabhu. They're all clear.
Prabhu, time there. Our Balaram Prasad Prabhu is there. Hare Krishna Prasad Prabhu ji, Dhanva Pranam.
Prabhu, Dhanva Pranam Prabhu ji. Raj Prabhu, thank you. Sanatana Dharma Prabhu, thank you so much for making us aware that time is a factor which swallows everyone. So be careful. That was the warning for all of us. Thank you so much. Prabhu, one question I had, I think you explained many things. I don't think I need to ask anything, but one is definitely a question for me. People like devotees like Srila Prabhupada, they are even Maharajas, right? All the Maharajas, all our Guru Varga, they travel extensively and the next day they're up and running. Even going to Yatra, we go to Yatra 10 days. Oh my God, so much austerity. We come back and we take 1 week rest. But the Maharaj who takes us, he is already running for another class and then even comes back and there is no jet lag for them. How does this work, Prabhu?
Very nice. A very good question. This is explained in the 3rd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam in the section of Uddhava. So it's about Uddhava when it is explained that Uddhava never experienced aging. That's called Vijara. Vijara. Atma totally has 8 qualities. I'll just find that for you. Just 1 minute. Yeah, Atma has 8 qualities which are mentioned. Vijara, Vimrityu, Vijigsata, Vishoka, Apipita, Satya Sankalpa, Satya Kama. So many qualities like this are there for a Jivan Mukta or a person who has realized one is a soul. Yes. And the symptom Vijara refers that they will not experience any kind of fatigue. Yes, or old age. They don't have that effect of that old age. Just like Uddhava also did not have experience. So the more one becomes Krishna conscious, one becomes more youthful. Correct. So once there was a basketball player. So he had come for a Sankirtan and he saw Prabhupada is jumping so high in the Kirtan. He was said, even I don't jump so high when I score the basket. He was shocked to see Prabhupada and the devotees jumping so very high because they were in ecstasy. Correct. So a pure devotee of the Lord can break all world records. Yes. They can break all world records because he's serving Krishna, Krishna empowers him. Yes. In Chandogya Upanishad, 8 principles you can see, 8 symptoms of Jivan Mukta. Okay.
So for the even though the body deteriorates, it doesn't matter. They're always active, enthusiasm. The time doesn't do anything for them.
Exactly. Krishna gives them the energy that they need to serve.
I don't know how the Prabhupada used to sleep only 2 hours. I was just wondering.
Yes, there was a past time. There was a person who had come to meet Prabhupada. And that guy was like quite proud of himself. So Prabhupada asked, so what time you sleep? And he said, I sleep at 10 o'clock and I get up at 4 o'clock. Prabhupada said, I sleep around 11 and wake up at 2. And that fellow was completely humbled. Prabhupada, you saw me, you see sleep so less and you serve so much. Yes, of course. It is, there are 2 things here. Because Prabhupada is a personal, Prabhupada, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, they are all wonderful acharyas. Even the Goswamis, they did Chari Danda Shayan. We cannot imitate them. That's one aspect. Second thing, I have discussed with many senior devotees who are aged also. Senior and aged, who have been practicing bhakti since their youth and they are now very old. So I discussed with some of them the same thing, how exactly it could be reduced. So they said, as you grow older, your eating and sleeping reduces actually. It reduces. That factor also happens.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you for that. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Beautiful question. Thank you, Prabhu, for the answer. Our dear Tiffany Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanva Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much for such a wonderful class. I really don't have any questions. I just want to say thank you because this class was so timely for me. First of all, when the class first began, the first thing that came to my mind was the Mahabharata series, and it was narrated by Kala. And I thought that was so brilliant when I watched it because it made me understand how Kala controls everything. So that was the first thing that came to my mind. And it just really hit me deeply in my heart. And second of all, as I have reached middle age and thinking so many times about how life has gone on so shortly and how my children are all adults now, and that went so fast, and how precious, time is for us, that we need to, as devotees, keep on preaching and chanting and practicing Krishna consciousness. And your class really lit a fire under me. Thank you so much for reminding me.
You saw the Mahabharata serial of B.R. Chopra, I think. We all used to watch that.
It's so good.
The chakra, there's a Kala chakra. Actually, it's a chakra which goes on. He says, time I am, samay. That's how he starts. Okay. Kala chakra. The time is witness, right? It's eternal. So time witness sees everything. Yes. Very nice.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mother Tiffany. Beautiful, beautiful realization. Trust me, all of us, probably 70, 80 devotees, we all watched that Mahabharata. And I was remembering, Main Samay Hu. And then it starts, it's so beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. What realization. Just amazing. Our Jyoti Mataji, Hare Krishna, Jyoti Mataji, Dhanva Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dhanvat Pranam, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, my question is, the time that we have is really short because a lot of energy is spent during material activities. I want to know what are the tricks that you follow in ashram, because I think the time is also very crucial in the ashram. You also have so many activities to do. So if you know, or if you have heard some tricks and how you hack the time and use the pocket time. So please give us the insight of your lives,
Definitely.
right? Or the
I'm
seniors that you
speaking
have.
this. I'm speaking this for myself because I'm speaking in principle. I fail to follow this sometimes, but I wish to follow it all the time. So thus I'm speaking it so that you all pray for me and bless me. I follow. Yes. So personally, I have a calendar and I use the Google Calendar app for blocking my slots. So that takes care of my. I have 4 P's in my life. We call it the 4 quadrants of my life. I call it the personal. It's called the personal, the people, the preaching, and my project. This is a priority order that I try to follow. Yeah. So personal time, people time, preaching time, project time. When these 4 things are, the 4 P's are balanced very well, then there is peace in my mind. Yeah. So personal time refers to sadhana. So basically you have to block everything in the calendar. And then I also have a whiteboard in my ashram room where I write down all the entire day, every Pomodoro technique. I use a Pomodoro technique where I do my activity for 25 minutes and 5 minutes break. 25, 5 minutes break, 25, 5 minutes break. That's how it goes. And then I ensure that personally my pods are always on to plug in and listen to a lecture immediately, instantly. Number 2, or to read Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is instant. Chaitanya Charitamrita I keep reading. Cut. On the near my bed, there's a table where I have put a book and I pick that book up and I read the book. These are books by current Acharya Vrinda. And Srimad Bhagavatam, I take out a regular time and read. So we have to create the right environment. Your Prabhupada book should be there in the place where you spend maximum time. Your AirPods and all should be ready. I was driving and coming to this place. I drove from my center. It's a beautiful place. This is called Dighi Hills, very close to Gyaneshwar Maharaj's place in Alandi. From here, almost 12 lakh pilgrims every year travel from here to Pandharpur at the time for Ashad Ekadashi. So it's very close for me, and it's on a hilly top, beautiful place. So I was driving and coming on the way. I was listening to lecture of His Holiness Bhakti Rasamrita Swami Maharaj on this verse. Yes, on this particular shloka, 5:6:5:19. His Holiness Bhakti Rasamrita Maharaj has given a beautiful lecture in Belgaum, Gokuldham. So I was listening to that lecture and come. So as soon as I could reach this place and I could listen to the lecture. So always becoming occupied. So we should have our weapons in handy. When a soldier is trained, soldier is told your gun has to be, now there's also a military area. There's an army area. The gun has to be a part of your body. So similarly, bead bag, our Prabhupada books, our hearing devices, they have to be part of our body. So get time immediately put in. So immediately as this class gets over, I'm going to put it immediately and switch on. My lecture is ready. I'll continue hearing. So that's how I try personally to do. I fail many times also. I do fail, but then we have to do.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Dharmat Pranam. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji, for asking beautiful question. Thank you, Prabhu. Such a beautiful answer. After 4 P's, the 5th P, which is peace, automatically comes. Thank you, Prabhu. Beautiful. Prabhuji, there is a question from Pallavi Mataji. Is there ISKCON temple in?
I've replied to her answer.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. You're so much.
Time saved. Save time.
Perfect. And our Kavi Raj from our group, Prabhu, you can read from Lalitangi Mataji.
Please, definitely. I would like to personally read it.
Yes, please.
I wish I could set it to even tune and rhyme and I could sing this out. We were shaken to wake up from the devotee-pretend sleep, pinched hard by the reality that we waste time unconsciously. This class is a wake-up call. Hope we don't snooze it all. Your association is a precious gem. We will cherish them. Hari Hari, Hari Hari.
Hari Hari, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Mataji, Jai Prabhuji. That was such a beautiful reading. And that was such a beautiful share from you, Mataji. Lalitangi Mataji, please stay with us all the time. Your thoughts are so beautiful, so amazing. Hari Bol.
We can't thank you enough, Prabhuji. Such a wonderful, class with so many stories. You make it so humorous, and I mean, I'm not able to find words. It's so interesting, and we can repeatedly hear it again and again.
Maybe you please pray I start following also, whatever I speak.
Prabhu, that's your humility. Thank you
No,
so much.
honestly, I'm telling, I don't follow everything. I start following something at least. And of course, normally whenever I give classes, I also distribute prasadam, but because we are an online platform and my students, I have a couple of my students in Microsoft, in Amazon, and many of the top companies. And soon we are going to come up with a technology to transport prasadam online, hopefully. And but at least all I can do is I can give you darshan. This is a special Padmavati Laddu Prasadam from Tirupati. Tirupati Laddu Prasadam, so you all can accept it.
Oh.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
So Prasad means Prabhu ke Sakshat Darshan, which means the direct darshan of Krishna. It's called Prasad. So I share off. I got it for devotees here, so I'll share with you also. Wherever I travel, I try to take some Prasad. All right.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class and very nice, importance of time, how the time takes away everything from us. Keep chanting. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Shuka Prabhuji is telling, now you're really woken. All devotees switched on the video. They woken up when Prasad. So that's what happens. That's our ISKCON formula. When we sing Om Ajnana Timram Dasya, we sleep. We sing Mahaprasad Govinda, we all wake up. Nice point.
Thank you.
So there was one question. I just want to end with that one.
Yes, Prabhu.
Haribol, how to manage time, hold children, still little and needs most attention. Oh, that is why we have wonderful children forum. It's very important that the parents also spend time with the children. Very true. The parents have to take children time and do spend time with children. At the same time, it is very, very important that the parents also ensure we give spiritual inspiration to the children in different kinds of forums. Like I think Bhakti Sangha Japa group also has Damodar class, Madhav class. The other day, her Grace Radhika Kasturi Mataji was explaining in some way. So even I think her Grace Sita Priti Mataji, we took some guidance from them. So there is wonderful forum. Please join the Bhakti Sangha Japa group. In the children classes are going on, please make the children join. And it's very important that we also spend time with children. I'll just share one pastime. His Holiness Indradumna Swami Maharaj. He shares. So His Holiness Indradumna Swami Maharaj was once talking to a small child. And some of his disciples were, they came and they had some very, very important management work. And they literally wanted, so they said, Gurudev, please come. And he looked at his disciples and told, I am making an investment here. I'm not just wasting time. I'm making an investment here. Please let me complete this. And then he inspired the child and he went ahead. So this child was a very small child. She was a small girl and she wanted to take initiation from Maharaj. And initiation, 16 rounds, 4 legs. So she was so sweet. So Maharaj told you start chanting, then I will give you initiation. So she didn't know how much to chant. So she was a small girl. Next year when Maharaj came, she started chanting 8 rounds. She said, I do 8 rounds. And Maharaj said, what's your age? He said, my age is also 8. So I do 8 rounds. What's your name? He said, my name is Linda. So Maharaj named her Ladini. So immediately he named her at that very moment. I thought, okay, fine. She's also happy. Give me a spiritual name. The girl was, he was making an investment there. Then he told his disciples, actually when I was small, I wanted to be a soccer player. Yes, I wanted to be a soccer player. And what he learned, so his father had taken him to a soccer game. And at that point of time, he was a really big fan of one of the famous soccer players. I don't know the name. He doesn't mention it also. So that player actually, after the game, he came to Maharaj when he was a child and he took a ball, signed the ball for him and spent some 5 good minutes. And his teammates were all calling him. He told the same thing. Wait a minute. I'm making an investment here. So that time Maharaj wanted to be a footballer. Yes. And now also he's a footballer. He's passing all the living entities to Srila Prabhupada and Prabhupada is scoring the goal. He's still doing that. But the point is, spending time with children is making a very wonderful investment. So we have to make that investment as much as possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. So true. kids are such an important gift of Krishna, so we should give time to them. And thank you for talking about the Bhakti Sangha classes. There are so many Matajis who are doing amazing job, Prabhu, giving their personal time, selflessly to the kids. It's unbelievable. It's so beautiful. So yes, please, devotees, send your kids to Bhakti Sangha Japa.
They're building the future of our movement. They're building the future of our movement.
Amazing, Prabhu. Amazing work by Matajis. Tanva pranams to them, all of them. So thank you, Prabhu, for your beautiful class again. Thank you, Shamagori Mataji, for inviting Prabhuji. This is so beautiful. Every time Prabhuji comes, all the devotees are so enthusiastic, so blessed, Prabhu, to have you here with us. So dear devotees, let us pay our obeisances to Prabhuji. Vancha kalaptaru vaishyacha kripa sindhuvevacha patitanam
pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Tantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Guru Srila Prabhupada
ki jai. His Grace Sanatana Prabhuji ki jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji.